If you are looking to learn everything there is to know about bird seed, bird houses, or how to keep those pesky squirrels away from your bird feed, you have come to the right place. I'm joined by Bob. He is the co-owner here at Gilligallou Bird.
Gilligallou Bird.
Okay, so before we start to talk about this contraption, you got to tell me what a Gilligallou Bird is.
Well, it's a bunch of things, but the Gilligallou Bird is basically a mythical bird from the Paul Bunyan stories. It was used as maybe a straightening up tool for young people around our house when I was a kid. Weren't doing what you were supposed to be doing. You were told to, you Gilligallou Bird, you're supposed to be over there. So it was a unique idea. I thought it was a catchy tune, and a lot of people know what the Gilligallou Bird is from the Paul Bunyan stories, but then a lot of people don't. So I thought, well, it's a win-win because everybody's got to ask about it. So
exactly.
It's a lot of fun that way.
Very catchy. Yeah. Good marketing.
Yeah.
So now we've got a ton of different types of bird houses and bird feeders throughout the store. But what is the setup that we're looking at right here?
Well, we take the approach that when we look at your yard or your area where you're going to be feeding birds, our whole, like our mission statement is to enhance your birding experience.
Okay.
So when we look at what we have for pole systems, it goes from a squirrel deterrent to portability to be able to move, lessens competition between feeding spaces.
Okay.
It also gives you an opportunity to have different feeding styles for different species. So we start from a ground screw that
all right, we've got a couple different ones here, right?
Yeah, so these are different options and availabilities for putting things in the ground to use our pole systems. This ground screw is very effective. The pole seats into here, it turns into the ground. I've put them into very rocky areas, and things are very durable, very easy to install. And if you find you're not getting the success rate with your feeder in your position, it's something that people forget about a little bit sometimes, is that they position their feeders where they like to see what's going on.
Okay.
Maybe if it's, you know, when people come in and say, well, we're not getting any birds, and I'll say, well, where's your feeder? And they'll talk about it. I said, I think you should move it.
Okay, where's the best place to have a feeder? Should it be near bushes or trees?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Birds are like us. They like to be protected. They like to feel safe. So, you know, it's kind of the old rule, go into the bar with your back to the wall kind of deal.
Okay.
So same principles and that kind of thing. So if you move your feeder, this gives you the portability to be able to do that.
Okay, and then you also have the option to snap on different arms, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so how would you attach this?
So it's just kind of like the wine holder. It slips around the side and snaps on.
Okay, and what about this guy?
And this thing will do the same thing. And this is for the bird bath.
Right, and you mentioned that this can be either used as a bird bath or as a holder for the seed, right? Now, before we go, how on earth do I keep squirrels away from my feeder?
All right, this is maybe not the right configuration, but a good example of what it does. So the squirrel baffles that we use are very durable. Squirrels can't get past them. We have a bracket that affixes securely to our post, which I should mention also that the diameter of this post is designed so that the squirrels can't get a good firm grip with it with their paws.
Okay.
So it's one deterrent. So the minute they stop trying to vigorously climb the pole, they slide down.
Okay.
The other part of the deterrent then is that this securely fastens, and the baffle itself is it floats.
Right.
So if they do get up the post, get up underneath, have an ability to reach over and try to grab this for leverage to flip off, it turns sideways and throws them on the ground.
Okay, so even if they're ninja squirrels, they're not getting up.
They can't get past it.
Now,
no, exactly.
We've also got a couple of different tops, depending on what look is best for you. Now, a little bit later in the show, do you want to pick up that awesome birdhouse? Because I think that would be my choice for the top of this pole. So a little bit later in the show, we'll take a tour of the store because you've got so many different options and talk about what type of seed might be best for you depending on where you live and what type of bird you've got.
Exactly.
So stick around. That's all coming up from Gilligallou Bird Shop here in Almonte. That's a mouthful.